There's something about the smell of homemade lasagna that wraps around you like a warm hug on a chilly evening. It's the kind of dish that doesn't just fill your stomach, it fills your heart, too. When I think of comfort food, lasagna is the first thing that comes to mind. It's a labor of love, a culinary embrace that brings family and friends together around the table. Making lasagna from scratch is not just about the ingredients. It's about the experience, the memories, and the joy of creating something beautiful and delicious. Let's start with the pasta. Yes, you could buy pre-made sheets, but where's the fun in that? Making your own pasta is like a rite of passage. You take flour, the finest you can find, and create a little mountain on your countertop. You make a well in the center, like a tiny volcano, and crack in some eggs. The golden yolks glisten, and as you start to mix, the flour begins to cling to your fingers, creating a sticky, doughy mess. You knead it, feeling the dough transform under your hands, becoming smooth and elastic. It's a workout, but it's also therapeutic. You can almost hear the whispers of your ancestors, guiding you through this age-old tradition. Once the dough is ready, you roll it out, thin and delicate, almost translucent. You can see the world through it, and that's when you know you've done it right. You cut it into sheets, each one a canvas waiting to be layered with love. The pasta is the foundation of your lasagna, and it's essential to get it just right. It should be tender yet firm enough to hold the weight of all the deliciousness that's about to come. Now, let's talk about the sauce. The sauce. This is where the magic happens. You can't rush this part. It needs time to develop its flavors. Start with a good olive oil, the kind that glistens in the light, and sauté some garlic until it's fragrant. Then, add crushed tomatoes, the kind that taste like summer in a can. You stir, letting the vibrant red sauce bubble and simmer, infusing your kitchen with that irresistible aroma. A pinch of salt, a dash of sugar to balance the acidity, and a handful of fresh basil. The basil is crucial. It's like a breath of fresh air, brightening up the entire dish. You let it simmer, stirring occasionally, as the flavors meld together, creating a rich, comforting sauce that will envelop each layer of pasta. While the sauce is bubbling away, it's time to prepare the filling. Ricotta cheese is the star here, creamy and luscious. You mix it with an egg, a sprinkle of salt, and a generous handful of grated Parmesan. The cheese mixture is rich, but it's the addition of fresh herbs that elevates it. Chopped parsley, perhaps a bit of oregano, and maybe even a hint of nutmeg for warmth. This filling is what makes each bite of lasagna sing. It's a symphony of flavors, a celebration of all that is good and wholesome. Now, it's time to assemble the lasagna. This is where the fun begins. You take a baking dish, and the first layer is the sauce. A generous spread across the bottom, creating a beautiful canvas for the layers to come. Then, a sheet of pasta, followed by a layer of that creamy ricotta filling. You can't forget the mozzarella. It's the glue that holds everything together. Shredded and sprinkled generously, it melts into gooey perfection. You repeat this process, layering sauce, pasta, filling, and cheese, until you reach the top. The final layer should be a generous blanket of sauce and a mountain of mozzarella, because who doesn't love a cheesy crust? Once it's assembled, you slide it into the oven, and the anticipation begins. As it bakes, the kitchen fills with the most intoxicating aroma. The cheese bubbles and browns, the sauce thickens, and the pasta softens, melding together into a harmonious dish that promises to be a feast for the senses. You can hardly wait, but patience is key. When the timer finally goes off, you pull it out, and there it is, a golden, bubbling masterpiece. You let it rest for a few minutes, though it's nearly impossible to resist the urge to dive in. The first slice is always the trickiest, but when you finally plate it, the layers reveal themselves, each one a testament to your hard work and dedication. As you take that first bite, the flavors explode in your mouth. The richness of the cheese, the tang of the sauce, the comforting embrace of the pasta. It's everything you hoped it would be and more. You can't help but smile, knowing that this isn't just food. It's a memory in the making. Homemade lasagna is more than just a meal. It's a tradition, a way to connect with those you love. It's the laughter shared over the table, the stories told, the moments cherished. So, the next time you crave comfort, remember that the ultimate guide to Italian comfort food is not just about the ingredients or the technique. It's about the love you pour into it, the memories you create, and the joy that comes from sharing it with others. That's the true essence of homemade lasagna from scratch.